The wind howled across the empty fields as the widow stood alone on her porch, her black dress rippling against her slender frame. The town had stopped whispering after a while, but she could still feel their stares, their silent judgment, their pity. She had buried her husband only months before, yet already the walls of her world were closing in. For a woman of her name and standing, lineage was everything. Property, land, inheritance, it all hinged on one truth. She needed an heir. Without one, everything her late husband had built would slip into the hands of men who had never shed a drop of sweat for it. And so, with a trembling heart, she turned her eyes to the last man anyone would expect. A shy, lonely farmer who had spent his life in silence, hidden behind fields of wheat in the shadows of his own solitude. If you believe in kindness, in second chances, and in love's power to grow in the most unexpected places, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel, The Gentle Truth. Your support helps us keep telling stories that truly touch the heart. The farmer had always lived at a distance. People called him simple, quiet, perhaps even strange. He worked his land from dawn to dusk, speaking little, content with the rhythm of earth and sky. His clothes were worn, his hands calloused, his eyes downcast whenever the world tried to meet them. To the town he was invisible. To the widow, however, he was something else entirely. She had seen him linger outside the church, hat in hand, his frame large yet hunched as if apologizing for his own existence. She had seen the gentleness with which he fed his animals, the care with which he tended crops others would have abandoned. In that gentleness she saw not weakness but possibility. When she approached him he had been startled, almost fearful. She, a woman of standing, widow of a respected man. He, a quiet farmer with nothing to his name but soil and silence. Yet when she spoke those trembling words, "I need a man who can give me an heir," his world shifted. His heart, so long starved of companionship, wrestled between shame and hope. Could he be enough? Could a woman like her ever truly want him? Or was he merely a means to secure what she feared losing? The days that followed were not easy. The widow fought whispers from the town, the accusing glares of men who wanted her land, the quiet judgment of women who could not understand her choices. The farmer fought his own doubts, his reflection in the mirror that told him he was too plain, too unworthy, too broken to give her the life she deserved. And yet in the quiet of their new bond, something unexpected began to grow. She found comfort in his silence, a peace that the noise of society never gave her. He found strength in her presence, her belief in him slowly reshaping the way he saw himself. One evening, as the sun melted into the horizon and painted the wheat fields in gold, the widow watched him work. His figure, tall and steady, moved with purpose, his hands gentle even in labor. She realized then that what she had asked for was more than just an heir. What she truly longed for was a partner, someone to see her not as a possession, not as a widow bound by duty, but as a woman still capable of love. And in the shy farmer, she saw not just a man of the soil, but a man of substance. The farmer, too, began to shed the weight of his loneliness. Each glance she gave him, each smile she let slip past her grief, was like rain on parched earth. He realized that love was not about grand gestures or wealth. It was about showing up, about carrying the burdens no one else could see. And though he had never imagined himself as anyone's savior, he found himself wanting to save her, not from the town, not from loss, but from the silence that had stolen her laughter. Their union became less about necessity and more about healing. The widow, once fragile and fearful, grew stronger with him by her side. The farmer, once shy and invisible, stood taller with her hand in his. In the seasons that followed, they built more than a family, they built a life. And when at last the sound of a child's cry filled their farmhouse, it was not just the promise of an heir fulfilled, but the proof that love can grow in the most barren places, if only two hearts are brave enough to sow the seed. If this story touched your heart, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to The Gentle Truth. Your support helps us bring more emotional, healing, and life-changing stories to light. Special request, comment, love can grow anywhere if you believe true love can rise even from grief and silence.